Ooh, prize of Meloetta, that could be big. Nothing huge on either side. Good thing the Flannery's prize though, because it's no, it's a joke. I was just gonna say I'm joking, but I was gonna say the card is so bad that at least it's in the last two prize cards, so you don't have to have it clunk up your deck. It could be okay in the mirror though. It could be. I'm just kind of memeing. It definitely could seem fine. Also discard the Flannery for the stadium. That's true. They could discard the Flannery with the single strike tower. That's true. Alright, that ups the validity of it, to be honest. That actually makes it quite a bit cooler. Makes it quite a bit cooler, to be honest. I'm memeing on it. I'm just memeing on it. All right, let's get it. I think Hetty's going first. I could be wrong though.
Who's going first? That is very important in this Mew Mirror match.
I see.
And
nope.
Speaking of mirror match, got Mew starts for both players.
Mateus
will be going.
And they have some stuff. They might lose a tablet here though already off the rip.
Quick ball is as good as anything else, and another Meloetta as well. So.
Scoop up net. Oh, they did have a scoop up net, didn't they? So they definitely play Punkaboo. So they play Punkaboo.
Going for that is important. Getting those two prizes.
They play the net. They play the pumpkin. Also, it looks like they played Tool Jammer. Maybe they play the net without playing the pumpkin, but that would be weird.
Meloetta, and I mentioned another one. And so trade off for sure, and this is where things are going to get quite interesting. Wants to play the safer side.
Oh, they play the pumpkin. There it is.
Get rid of the
pumpkin's kind of lit.
I've seen some players say, I'm going to risk it because I value taking a coin flip for.
Is that a chromatic or is that an ultra ball? I think.
Oh, is that ultra ball?
A Sun and Moon ultra
ball.
Oh,
it looks so
it is
similar,
right?
I think there is a cram in their hand though. I think they're going to go for a cram here. You have a
tablet
tablet though. Never feels good. Goes for the phone. Get rid of. Ooh, now they're just drawing a one card now. They're probably going to play the tablet now. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe should have got rid of the tablet.
Would have been a better trade-off, I feel, to have that Rotom phone this turn.
No, I don't think the Flannery is terrible. I was just kind of memeing.
Cards off of this Fusion Strike system to maybe find yourself another Battle VIP pass, but Mateus is here at 5-0. So
talking about the Pokemon Go balls or whatever got me all now you oh, they're just gonna go for one.
Drawing some cards with Fusion Strike system does find the Oricorio.
That's pretty fortunate to have found the Oricorio there. They got to save the tablet, which is pretty important. Can be pretty important in the late game.
Ahead with a knockout here, but it doesn't feel good to put that much.
Let's see what Hetty can do here.
On an active Pokemon when you're only taking one prize.
Cram. Yeah, Hetty does not have a super aggressive hand either. Sheesh, another Tails with the Cram. I think Hetty's gonna have to play just chill for a turn. Just attach to Mew trying to retreat it to a one prize or pass.
But does at least get down those two one prize Pokemon. So
oof.
Exactly what you want to see. Action over on.
Oh, Hetty's hand sucks.
And looks like get rid of that Mew VMAX off of the quick.
Like, yeah, Hetty's hand is no good.
Pokemon out of the deck. So it looks like eyeing up something else like the. I have to imagine a Genesect.
You can draw two cards here with Genesect though. But you have to play out the whole hand.
It does vary with the hands, but usually priority is on these Genesect because the more cards you draw, the more options you have to start doing one Genesect turns to 2 into 3, and then your other support.
See what they draw with these two cards. You can go like escape rope into your Genesect, attach it, boss up. The Genesect draw 2. So yeah, Hetty's not gonna turn 1 KO anything here this turn. I don't think. I think we're just big chilling for Hetty.
Will be on the offensive, have the opportunity.
And then, I mean, Mateus didn't draw that many cards in the first turn, so it's very possible Mateus whiffs like a good play this turn as well.
Really want to get done this turn.
Mateus also had a slow start.
Yeah, I gotta decide, am I going for this knockout? Do I just want to maybe do something similar where I put 2 one-prizers in play? The risk of that is that Mateus will be able to play boss's orders, so.
Okay, escape rope first makes way more sense. Escape rope first makes way more sense.
Maybe Heidi's just playing that.
For some reason, I was thinking we should send up the Genesect here, but.
Will get sent up just maybe. Oh, and just an attach of the double turbo.
Oh, knocking the boss. Jeez, bro, these guys are playing like.
It's a Mew.
Oh, that's not.
Sheesh, bro, I would draw some extra cards here. I think I would have drawn some more cards off both these players' hands. Ooh, the nuts from Mateus. Genesect for 3. Can they get the switch card? Ooh, they can just use they can use Sparkle here. Oh, and they have this. They're actually just in a good spot. They can grab Genesect and then Sparkle to Oricorio plus Meloetta. And if they whiff a switch card, they can at the very least just retreat KO Mew and then go boss to win.
This is going to be an interesting.
Mateus is in a really good spot now.
Could see the
Really, really good spot. It should just sparkle right now as well.
But you really want to be saving those.
You put on Oricorio and Meloetta here. If you harder treat here to lose a Fusion Strike energy, it's fine. You want to keep all 4 around ideally, so you try and find a switch card or an escape. Escape would be nutty here, because you can remove the DTE from play, because like Eddie can't set up the Genesect, so you get the free DTE removal. So Mateus is in a ridiculously good spot right now. Doesn't even need a bench of Mew. You can even bench another Genesect, and that's fine as well, because you have the Fusion Strike energy established now as well. But ideally wants a switch card here to keep that Fusion Strike energy in play.
I think less so than retreating it is it puts it on a 1 prize Pokemon. So if
Here
you
we go
put
again.
Fusion Strike energy on a Genesect, it can allow
Another Genesect.
opponents
And the switch. Yo, chill out.
a 2 prize Pokemon.
They're drawing the
and
nuts
take out
here.
Fusion Strike energy. So Mateus is basically
They can
saying,
burn the
if
Fog
you
Crystal.
want to knock a Fusion Strike energy out of play, it's gonna have to be by knocking.
Goes for
out
the
a
Mew.
1 prize
I don't
Pokemon.
actually think you should grab Mew here. I'd rather have a 3rd Genesect to play. Actually, this is a misplay from Mateus. You don't need another Mew when you have 2 threats set up. When you have 2 threats set up, that's all you need. You need 2 threats and then as many Genesect as possible. And that's it. There's two threats set up in the Meloetta and the Mew. So you may as well have access to more draw from Genesect. So I think it's a misplay here from Mateus. You can hold this Fusion Strike energy as well. You don't have to play it. Yeah, so I think you should put a 3rd Genesect in play here as Mateus. I think it's a mistake. You just don't need 2 threats is just all you need. You just need 2 threats and that's it.
Can consistently get these gusting effects on these 2 prize Pokemon. It's going to be very easy.
Now that's what Mateus can look for. It's just like KO 2 prize, KO 2 prize, KO 2 prize.
And needs it now. Boss's orders, Empower Tablet, now drawing 2 cards.
It's also a mistake from Hetty to KO a Mew here.
What are these cards? That's not going to be it.
Like, Hetty planned to KO this Mew here, but you always boss up the Genesect because it could get stuck. You'd also rather KO Genesect than Mew. Hetty needs to realize here that Mew is just not a threat. So it's back-to-back mistakes from the players. Like, you always KO Genesect there because then you keep them limited at 2 Genesect in play. If you KO the Mew, then they get to put a 3rd Genesect in play, which is what they should have in play anyway, so you can just help your opponent out for no reason. So. And also, if you whiff there as Hetty, then the Genesect could get stuck. You don't care if another Mew VMAX gets put into play. That's fine. So. A little bit sloppy on both sides, but yeah, Mateus wins. I mean, pretty handedly. Those early draws had me a little bit nervous. I think they should have both been a little bit more aggressive about drawing cards. Like, you try and hold everything, but you can't hold everything all the time.
Both sides of the coin in that game, and that's really I feel like I've heard this sentiment.
Cram away a phone instead of a escape rope. Actually, I think you might be right, Mediana. Yeah.
I feel like it's inconsistent. Which
I think you're actually right, Mediana. That was definitely a mistake. I didn't even realize that.
You know, with the 4 Battle VIP pass, 4 Ultra.
He could have held the Rotom phone, cram away the escape rope. Yeah, you're 100% right.
Have one of those awkward hands where you don't.
You just need more cards there. Like, you just need some kind of options to give yourself a chance to play the game. Yeah, there's like a balance of trying to hold all your. You need to like play with a balance of holding your options versus being able to play the game. You know.
The reason this deck is able to play 6 supporter cards and
yeah, definitely not great.
Of how powerful Genesect is throughout the entire game, not just as a one-time use, not just as an early game draw, but at any point during the game. So inconsistent. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't buy that one.
I'm not buying that. No, I'm not buying that at all. It can be clunky at times, but that's.
There's a Rowlet deck. What is the Rowlet deck?
That's just how the game works. I mean, we've seen that with the.
Yeah, what's the Rowlet deck?
Zoroark is a deck that can consistently draw cards, and we even saw in decks like Robin's for 20 Worlds. It plays draw supporters on top of that.
So both prize of Fusion Strike energy, but besides that, it doesn't look like anything super relevant. Unless Hetty only plays 2 Mew VMAX, but it usually doesn't matter too much either. A tablet is also priced here, though, actually, so that could be a big deal.
Really similar stuff going on, but nothing too crazy. The Fusion Strike energy is a little unfortunate to have prized, but since both players have it prized, not too big of a deal.
Yeah, looks like game 2 getting underway. We'll see what the starters are. Is it a true mirror? It's always the same.
And things are already looking so.
So Hetty choosing to go first.
Getting the Battle VIP pass, the card you can only play on the first turn of the game, but it has a powerful effect, getting you 2 basic Pokemon and allowing you to put them directly onto the bench. A card that was really just made to go alongside Genesect.
I don't know if there's a card that gives me more joy than finding this on turn 1. It's like being a kid under Christmas. You get.
Yeah, that, and then I think like flipping heads on Cramomatic. Those are probably the 2 big ones, and you get both of them in the Mew VMAX deck, which is what's exciting.
I'd rather flip heads on Crushing Hammer, but
Crushing Hammer, this guy.
But regardless, going to be able to find any 2 basics. We see double Genesect usually the grab off of this because you want to just start to draw cards as quickly as
the
possible.
prize cards, love to see it.
Because I mean,
Yeah, they both prize the what's it called, but yeah, Flannery is kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie. But then you have to play Tower of Darkness over Rose Tower, which is not as lit.
Enough outs to search anything in the deck now, so it's just gonna go ahead and grab 2 Genesect V off that Battle VIP pass. We'll see what the rest of the hand is working with for Heidi, but.
Double
Exactly
Genesect. See what else they got.
We'll see if there's the fabled
Hopefully some more Pokemon.
We saw the deck being shuffled, so I don't think that's the case. There's a Cremomatic in hand.
Not a whole ton of options. Got to give a tablet.
This card is a power tablet. That hurts, but is it heads? Oh no, it is a tails.
Making sure. Yep, that is a tails.
Because now you've lost that.
That's a second Meloetta.
For basically nothing.
Just draw 1 here. You can just chill with this, to be honest, I think. Well, I would probably draw 1 to start with here and to see what that is, and then maybe play the tablets, draw another one. I think.
I think that's what Hetty's debating on here.
Starting with a draw 1. Ooh, Mew V is perfect. That means you can just chill. You would like to find a Fusion Strike Energy? Well, not really. It's not that big of a deal. A DTE would be nice. You could set up Fusion Strike Energy on a Meloetta on the following turn.
See the second Fusion Strike system, and even with this sort of
okay, that's fine.
Like, not really like drawing too much tails and Chromatic. This is what you want to see here. You got your Mew down, you have your 1 prize Pokemon down.
Fine start for Hetty. See what Mateus can pull off. See if they can pull off the turn 1 knockout, or if they even go for it. They have it in hand, actually. They have the turn 1 KO in hand. Let's see if they go for it, though.
Another Cremomatic.
All right, the first heads from the Cram.
I gotta think this will get Battle VIP pass right away. We've talked about it. So good.
There it is, the Battle VIP pass.
And both of these players being able to utilize
some Mew, some Genesects, start rolling.
A good way to start a second game.
Surely it's going to be that Battle VIP pass. We'll see if it's also for the double Genesect. Again, usually that Melodious Echo play going second is strong, but because it is on a 1 prize Pokemon necessarily, the trade-off.
It makes you think about it.
Yeah.
Probably just going to go for double Genesect. Could go for like a Mew and a Genesect.
Before your opponent does, you are giving up
looks like Mew and Genesect might be the grabs here.
There's a high probability that there will be a return.
Yep, there we go. Mew Genesect. They have the Elsa Sparkle in the hand, so they can attach, and they also have a DT in the hand as well, so they can go attach DT to the active. Oh, they have the Fusion Strike Energy actually.
Single energy, but no, we actually have
Jeez, they're just kind of drawing the nuts out here. Yep, put them on the Meloettas. This is important because it's forces your opponent to KO 1 prize Pokemon. If you put that Fusion Strike Energy on your Mew, then your opponent can just go boss KO Mew. Looks like one of them's prize, but that's fine. Your opponent still has to play like you have 4 of them. So.
Because that means you will be out of Fusion Strike Energy for the time being if this Meloetta were to get knocked out.
I'm not a huge fan of this play from Mateus. This kind of tells your opponent you prize the Fusion Strike Energy, but also your opponent you could also be bluffing them, so it's not that bad. It's like you can go both ways with this.
I'm not sure why Mateus didn't want to just go ahead and put both in play. It's maybe just saving them for putting on a Mew potentially later in the game, which would make sense.
Yeah, there's that route you can always.
Yep.
There's the second one.
First draw 2.
It looks like a double turbo energy, and I think
not a great follow-up. As a Fog Crystal, can go get another Mew to put in play, which you probably want to do.
Not a lot of space here now for Genesect, so you're going to be at.
Yeah, you already have, yeah, space for Genesect is really low. So actually, for Hetty here, Hetty could go boss KO Genesect here. I think Hetty should boss KO Genesect here.
I have to assume instead you would like to have another one.
I think Hetty should boss KO Genesect here. Because then you never get to get down triple Genesect, and if your opponent doesn't put another Genesect in play or play a Quick Ball or Ultra Ball, they probably don't have access to another Genesect. So I guess there's the Rotom Phone at the end of the turn though. There's an Ultra Ball to put on top to get a Genesect, or the Rose Tower is okay as well, I guess. You probably go with the Ultra Ball. But I still don't hate though. I still don't hate how Hetty going boss KO Genesect here, to be honest. I kind of like the boss KO Genesect here.
Absolutely, that'll certainly be.
Makes Mateus have to work so much harder on the following turn.
So for Hetty,
we'll see though.
I think that the strat could be in this game to just try to knock out 3 2-prize Pokemon. That is a line you can take as the Mew player, and you never have to
KO
with a.
See what Hetty decides to go for though. KO in the active isn't terrible because then you play around the Quad Fusion Strike Energy, but in the current situation, you're always behind as Hetty, so I would go with the KO the Genesect to try and make things more awkward for your opponent.
If your opponent puts like
depends on what Hetty has in hand though. It looks like they have the Sparkle in hand.
Is gonna feel pressured to deal with this.
And is that a Battle VIP pass? I can't actually tell. No, it's the Flannery. Maybe just grab another Genesect here just to keep drawing cards.
What do we have here?
What is this card?
Can I read this, please? My favorite is the on stream. Can I read this? But I think
Yeah, looks like they're going for the Genesect, try and draw as much as possible. They have the Elsa Sparkle in hand, I believe, so they could just.
Hasn't been on the other side of a totally under.
Yeah, it's come up every once in a while. I feel
They could use it here to start off the turn, but you probably want to wait. Yeah, I think you want to go Boss KO Genesect here. I think Boss KO Genesect is probably the best play.
Like an Alessa Sparkle or a double turbo energy onto that Mew. Have to imagine that's what you want to be attacking with, as unless there is a crazy shenanigan of Power Tablet in combination with Choice Belt turn, this Mew is going to be pretty safe.
See.
I mean, I'm already not that confident saying that.
They're playing the tablet, and then here comes the first Genesect.
Numbers can be hit out of absolutely nowhere as we are.
Okay.
That first Fusion Strike system.
Ugh, that is just like ugly.
Some cards you don't want to see Battle VIP pass. Like to get rid of that as soon as possible. Saw an Escape Rope in there and a Cram-O-Matic.
See what Heady goes for now.
A Rotom phone could be able to grab some cards.
That's a Cram, so I think you start with that for sure.
So this will be a big flip here. This would guarantee something like the double turbo energy.
I don't like starting with Rotom phone here.
For that route, as this is actually
Ooh, DT and Boss. Well, now you throw DT on top, I think.
Now you got to make an interesting call of what do you go for in this position.
Many options available. I almost
but I guess going Cram first was weird.
Use the Cram-O-Matic before Rotom phone, so that way, whatever, if you flip heads or tails.
I still think I like Cram first there, though. I don't know. But I don't hate this actually, because now you draw one of them and then you get to confirm one of them and then go for the other one, I guess. You could have taken one and then drawn into it again off Rotom phone. So you could have like pick DT off Cram and then drawn into DT off Rotom phone. So
we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, maybe
give us as little information as possible. Is going to play the Escape Rope here now.
Escape Rope that was grabbed. Well, it's actually pretty interesting.
There's another Meloetta coming up. That's just weird to play it that way, though. I don't know. That's a weird choice from Heady now. Because now if you don't get Boss, you're not taking Fusion Strike energy out of play. No, that's just a bad play from Heady. That's a bad play from Heady. If you get Tails here, you're just screwed. Oh gosh. All right, you love to see the punish, to be honest. Now you're not taking a Fusion Strike energy out of play. Yeah, this is just a bad play from Heady. You should just like draw the one card and then go for the Cram. But I think you should just Cram first, to be honest. The more I think about it, the more I still just like Cram first.
Cards off of this. Do we see Boss's orders? There's a Cram-O-Matic. Is there an item to discard that? There is.
Hey.
Try again. Roll our luck.
Or get Quick Ball. Use it.
Go ahead with the Cram again.
I feel like you need to put a Mew in that place though, so that would be a little risky. I think it's going to be onto this Cram-O-Matic if Boss's orders could happen or not. Or, you know, Heady's just playing the game of, I don't think you have all four of your Fusion Strike energies, which is a reasonable assumption since Mateus only accelerated one from the deck with
a
Sparkle last turn.
Yeah, it's sort of like going
just a quick ball.
Where you accelerate two.
Hey, sheesh.
That's 3 this game.
Still has can still Sparkle, I guess, at least. But did prize the Fusion Strike energy themselves, so they can't even do the quad Fusion Strike energy play. They haven't played a supporter, so they should definitely also Sparkle this turn. At least to put one Fusion Strike energy.
Sort of purpose. It's able to thin the hand out so you can draw more cards or something like that. Fusion Strike.
No, didn't even use the Sparkle. Now you're not even threatening quad Fusion Strike energy next turn. Like, you gotta put the Fusion Strike energy in play at some point to threaten the quad Fusion Strike energy, or by the time you can threaten quad Fusion Strike energy, the game could be over.
If you're just gonna go ahead and attack with the Mew,
so I don't like that, because Heady didn't play a supporter, I believe.
Go and play a Gusting card in order to take care of that.
There's the Boss on a Genesect from Mateus. I like this. Leave the Fusion Strike energy on the bench, and then just be aggressive with the Mew VMAX. Take out the, what's it called? Or try to. They're still short on Genesect, though. There's an Ultra Ball.
We know that Ultra Ball got stacked last.
All right, so they got the VMAX, so they got this for sure. They get knockout for sure here.
So now Mew VMAX can come into play, and Cross Fusion Strike can copy the Techno Blast for a 2-prize KO.
Fog Crystal as well will find a Mew out of the deck. I have to assume you would like those last 2 slots for Genesect, but one is prized as well, so it's not the end of the world. And I think
for a basic Psychic, didn't they attach return on the active?
Do I want to play this? It is interesting to see Fog Crystal in this list. You are playing the one of Psychic, so you can search it out, but it really comes down to, do you need the more searching options? You already have 8 in deck. You actually have 16.
Didn't they already attach return? I think they attached return. I could be wrong, though. No, they attached the DT for return for sure. Yeah.
It's a thinnable card. It finds another Pokemon. It allows you to draw more cards, and is actually going to go ahead and grab the Psychic energy instead. So not opting to grab that, but with you're already playing the double turbo energy down, this is it's an interesting grab to.
Well, if there's no more Genesects in hand, it doesn't.
That's
really
weird
matter.
to take that energy there.
You've already used
you know you have a Fusion Strike energy prized, and now you've drawn the Fusion Strike energy at the prize card, so now you have an energy stuck in your hand. That was just a bad play from Mateus to take that energy, because you know there's a Fusion Strike energy prize, so now you have an energy stuck in your hand for a turn.
Heady now still
Should just like grab a Mew, and you can still hold it, and you can also choose to bench it on the next turn. But you should probably just turn it, bench it as well.
And with 2 power tablets in the discard pile, I don't know that.
I don't like that play from Mateus.
Very like slim route
because you know you have an energy prize. So if you pull off the prize cards, then you just have 2 energy in your hand. So one's just stuck.
Get a fusion strike energy down now, and then the next turn you would have the ability to get that 280 potential. Otherwise, with 3.
I don't even know what that is. That a Genesect? Is the last card?
1 prizer or 2 prizer this turn, and then a boss gets game.
Yeah, it looks like it is a Genesect.
You get to the
Pretty big deal to have more draw power now.
You
For Heady, I think you maybe do the same thing and KO the Genesect here if you can as Heady. I think you maybe try and still just go for a boss on the Genesect and take away their draw power.
Get played. Looks like going to draw into an Oricorio. That's what you want to play down in this slot because you want a 1 prize Pokemon to utilize Alyssa Sparkle on at some point, I feel like. And more importantly, the damage reduction makes it even harder.
Oricorio's not bad here.
Crazy 280 plus a bunch of the damage shenanigan, amplifier shenanigans.
There's a Sparkle. I think Heady thinks there's 4 Fusion Strike energy in the deck here. I don't think Heady knows.
So this is
Yeah, Heady doesn't know.
We have to see a lot.
See, that's why you check your prize cards.
Assume that we'll go on to the
Heady didn't know there was a Fusion Strike energy prize here. I'm almost positive.
And I actually think it would have been fine in this instance to put it on the Mew because you can VMAX it this turn.
It's like you needed to go for boss here as Heady. You can't just hit it. Hitting Mews in the mirror is like one of the worst things you can do. Hitting a Mew without taking a knockout is like one of the worst things you can do.
But that protects that Fusion Strike energy a little bit more. Heady did not have one in the deck, unfortunately, though.
So yeah, Heady basically just loses at this point, I think.
Potentially come into play, drew into a tower and another tower.
There we go.
So there we go. We get to see this interaction here.
2 more cards, but there's nothing to draw here that would actually do anything for Heady, I don't think. Got a DTE to put on the other Mew, but
energy in the prize cards. It's not going to be very useful. Yeah, command turn's kind of just going to sit there until you can find a way to discard it. You do have the choice belt.
Can't take the 1 at KO.
Setting up for a 2-hit knockout regardless, so the math isn't necessarily as relevant. I may like to just see that get held for potentially a hit out of nowhere, but no, just going to go ahead and commit this here, and this is looking very rough for Heady, especially because
I don't even know. This is
into this, and the mapping
now there's a possibility for quad Fusion Strike energy from Mateus.
Line up this game in 2 turns. Hit into this
Finally gets another Genesect down. There's a Fusion Strike energy. There's a switch. This game could be over this turn, or you could just gust twice. Like,
a path for
see now that energy is stuck in the hand, right? It's just like pointless to be there.
And by doing that, you play around your opponent potentially using Psychic Leap to put
got another Genesect. Okay.
Heavily
You can Ultra Ball away those 2 cards and put Rose Tower in play, and then draw 3 off Rose Tower. Ultra Ball away the Quick Ball and the energy, or you can Quick Ball away the energy and hold the Ultra Ball. Actually, I think I like that a little bit more. I like this more. Yeah.
Has the option to
Fail it.
shuffle itself back in and
Draw. Hopefully find Sparkle. And then just 1 KO this Mew and just win the game. You do need a modifier here from Mateus, but even if you don't want 1 KO this Mew, this turn if you just find a boss, that's also just as fine. You still just win. Mateus prize last fusion? No, he got it off the prize cards last turn. He just attached it into play and there's 1 in the deck. Heady still has a Fusion Strike energy prize though.
Seems to have a purpose. Great abilities, great attacks. This is Mew VMAX, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Mew VMAX things, and these players 5-0 for a reason. And
Rose for 2.
It's at the top tables as we will see the Rose Tower.
There's a tablet. Could play it. Could hold it. To be honest, you don't have to play it. I think it's fine to commit it here though, because if you get a boss, you can just boss instead. Oh, drew the Fusion Strike, but that's fine. You got the boss, so it doesn't matter. So now Mateus just goes boss, and then it's still fine.
So that's very unfortunate to actually draw into that Fusion Strike energy, because that means now that will not be able to be Alyssa Sparkled. But now you're
so now you can just go boss, KO the Meloetta, I guess. I don't know. You've got a couple options.
Psychic Leap. You're not knocking anything out, most likely. The only reason you knock something out is if you were.
I think still just want to protect your Fusion Strike energy and make them Heady work for those. So you don't want to attack with anything with a Fusion Strike energy. So I would attack with a damaged Mew here, I think. Goes after the Genesect. This actually probably makes more sense than the Meloetta.
Lo and behold, it's what it is. But just go into the deck, doing typical Mew things.
Plays the boss's orders.
Yeah, that's fine. Probably. That seems a little bit like he didn't try. I don't think he was trying to do anything. I don't know if he drew the right card.
Able to knock it out with the Technoblast, and
there's an Ultra Ball. Another VMAX in play, and there's a boss left, so this one should be over on the next turn. I don't see Mateus whiffing here.
Mew VMAX, or you have potentially 4 Fusion Strike energies in play on the next turn, and you just need a couple of modifiers with that Oricorio in play.
And you should just retreat to the damage, like I said, just retreat to the damaged Mew here, and then have the 4 Fusion Strike energies an option next turn.
Yeah, cool play we could potentially saw with a few more damage modifiers would be something like a Psychic Leap knockout into a 1 prize now, and then go into that. But because you're already reducing your
there it is, Technoblast. Yeah, Mateus is playing this really well. I think there's been some pretty big slip-ups from Heady. Started with not checking the prize cards, but then from there was also some other stuff as well. But Mateus has been playing super well for the most part. I don't remember everything we've gone over at this point, to be honest. I'm pretty tired, but
back into this game. It is looking
Hetty has to go like boss KO. There's just no route for Hetty here. Because we know Matthias has the 4th Fusion Strike energy. So Hetty has to like hope it's prized.
Resources already been used.
This is what it's going to come down.
I don't think Hetty has a route here, to be honest.
Evolution lines and the Alessa Sparkle. This will pretty much
There's a Sparkle to fail again. So he's just going to commit to KO in the active here. So hoping the Fusion Strike energy is basically the last prize card.
Looks like just going to go ahead and fail it.
So just hoping it's what's it called, the last prize card here.
Private knowledge that card.
This confirms Flannery's a bad card. I don't think quite, but
the attachment to the Mew on the bench, and it looks like eyeing up a Fusion Strike system for 4 cards. We'll see what playable cards we find there. There is a boss's orders, so could go ahead and target down something, but at this point I feel like you'd rather just take the knockout on the 3 prize Pokemon, hope your opponent doesn't have it, and then you
there's Techno Blast, and then Matthias is gonna go Fusion Tablet.
Cross Fusion Strike KOing the active Mew VMAX.
I think they have just Fusion Tablet in hand.
With a couple of routes to win the game. Let's see if the options are there.
Oh, they need a more damage. I thought they had game here, but they have the Oricorio, so they need one more.
Looks like just thinning cards out. Either needs one more damage modifier or a boss's orders. Either of those two.
I don't know if I would have discarded 2 Ultra Balls like that as Mateus, though.
Either a choice belt or a boss.
Depends what's left.
Doesn't find it off of the Rose Tower, but there's 4 Genesects in play, Ethan. It's pretty likely
Quick
we're
Ball.
going to see it happen.
Yeah, very likely indeed. Quick Ball will get rid of the Mew. Already used the Rose Tower. No Genesects.
Use one more modifier.
Maybe 15 to 20.
I guess Hetty could win next turn if the modifier isn't found here, to be honest. So
Fusion Strike system.
the that's not found is pretty low.
And the power
There we go.
tablets. It's going to be plenty in order to take the
There we go. And Melodious Echo KO.
Why not?
That's it. And there's the Mew Mirror.